Hi there, it's Tim with Far North Magic. Today is going to be the second installment of the looking at what cards could be reprinted in Commander Masters. We're going to be looking at Commander 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019, as I feel that they're going to start to hammer some of these sets pretty heavily, just because they've kind of ignored like 2019, 2018. Like, I know they hit in Dockside in 2019, but it didn't really drop. They've hit a few of the 2016 cards, most notably Atraxa, very recently. So I assume she gets left off because she was just in March of the Machine in the Multiverse Legends. I don't know if they will target any of the partners, because Timna and Thrasios could be good targets, just because they only got hit in the etch slot of Commander Legends, and that was only in like the collector boxes. So it's not like that was a major hit. Like, they're still $20-$30 cards, which is still a pretty good card to target. Like, it might be nice to get some like different variants, like a profile, like close-up type thing. Homeward Path, I think, is in the was just announced in the box toppers of Lord of the Rings, so I would have expected the Homeward Path to be in Commander Masters, but now I suspect it probably will get skipped. Burgeoning might be a good hit. Swan Song would be another good hit, because it hasn't got reprinted in a substantial way in, I think, since 2016 Commander. Colonian Hydra was just put in March of the Machines Commander, so I suspect it would get skipped. Benefactor's Draft hasn't got a reprint, so that might get hit. I think some of the partners might get hit. Cathar's Crusade would be another good card to get hit, just because it's sneaky that it's almost $10. Waste Not, I always thought that was over like a $12-$15 card, so I don't know what happened to it to get it to be $9, but that could get hit too. Something like Chain of Vapor would be very... I still don't know why Chain of Vapor so much. It was always a pick and always like $1, but then holy cow. Over $7? What is this? This just seems crazy. Even Temple Bell and stuff, I figure cards like that would get reprinted, just because I thought that those would get hit multiple times, because it's not a card that's really anything crazy. Propaganda, Windfall, the standard, the staples, uncommons and commons, I figure 100% will get hit, just because to get more copies out there, but then also to get variants and other things. They did a bunch of variants in Commander Legends. I suspect that there'll be tons of borderless and other variants of stuff, and they kind of need to have it a mix up of they can't just do the same ones all the time. I guess they could, but it would kind of be diminishing returns. I will find it interesting with 2017. That was the one that was short printed with cut off early because of, I think it was a warehouse fire or something was the story. So this set's always been kind of elevated and always been short printed, so it's been kind of annoying to do much with a lot of the cards that haven't had any substantial reprints, because like, do you want to go buy a card that's like $60 or $100 and then be like, oh no, they reprinted it, it's $20 version or something. So we've already know that there's going to be an Dragon, which is good. It needs the reprint. Like, I'm surprised it actually didn't get hit earlier. Edgar Markov had a Judge promo, but that hasn't stopped them from reprinting things and screwing over judges. Like, there was a Training Grounds promo recently, maybe it was last year, but like, it was still, like, I've seen posts with judges selling them, and like, now Training Grounds is like, there's $5 or $5 or $10 version. So like, definitely think Edgar might be up for a reprint. Like, they gotta have stuff that like gets people excited, and I think, like, not that Edgar gets me excited, but I would be still happy pulling a Edgar even at half the price. Like, a $30 card would still be better than a lot of other stuff that could get opened. I almost expect the full set of dominances to get reprinted. They reprinted Kindred Dominance in, what was it? They got Kindred Dominance here that hasn't got reprinted anywhere, so it's crazy price. It's $30 something for just like a Wrath. You got Teferi's Protection, but they put that in like Double Masters last year, so it might get skipped, it might not. Hammer, it got reprinted, I think, in Double Masters 2020. So it might get hit again. Like, $20 for that card seems a bit high. Yavarda Hellkite, that was just in a secret lair, but that hasn't stopped them from reprinting stuff again and again. I almost think that might be like the sign that like another printing is coming. Door Destinies could be a good, nice tribal hit. The Scalelord Reckoner, because like, some of the packaging looked like there's a lot of dragons. Maybe it gets pegged in as one of the dragons. Kindred Discovery got hit from a Baldur's Gate reprint, and it was like a $40 card before like the list reprints and the Baldur's Gate reprint. So would they hit it again? I don't know. I think that they might just hit the whole cycle, personally. And like, it's rebounded. Like, I remember like, at least the Commander Legends reprint versions were like as low as like $4, and I should have bought a whole bunch of them, but I was stupid and forgot. And then they started creeping up, and then the train's out of the station and gone. We got Lightning Greaves, which would be good. Well, they'll reprint that for sure. Sword of the Animist. That might be a good reprint. Like, that was last reprinted in the Aura of Courage deck from AFR decks. Kindred Summons was also in the AFR decks. That might be seems like a stronger card than, like, it is very expensive mana cost, but it has been pretty strong. Even something like Fractured Identity might be something that gets hit. It already had a Secret Lair reprint. What else is here? We're going real deep. Oh, those dragon tokens. Holy cow. $3. So much. I don't know. Okay, let's look at 2018. Not a great year. This year was the second year they only had... The first year they only did 4 decks was 2017, and it was supported by that extra issue. But then 2018, they really hammered down. We're not letting supply run out. These decks were really, really strong value-wise for quite a while. And now I think just a lot of stuff's passed them by. I used to be able to rip these decks, like buy them and rip them and recycle, and like it used to help fund like part of the other things I was trying to buy. So it's really crazy to see some of the prices the way they are. Retrofitter Foundry still might get hit, I would think, because even though it was just a Judge promo pretty recently. And then there's like a bunch of these cards that are like the new cards in this series, like the Colossus, the Sower, the Estrid's Invocation, Nesting Dragon, Treasure Nabber. Those five have never got a reprint. Maybe they got hit on the list. I'm not 100% sure about the list every time, but same with like Fury Storm and Varchild and stuff. I think like some of these things will be definitely cards that see a reprint, even though they're like under $10, like they're around $10 or just a bit under. I suspect that they'll probably do like a Lord Windgrace reprint. Eureka, I don't know if they'll reprint because they've kind of hit it a few times already. Arexmathes, they also hit with the Multiverse Legends. Unwinding Clock, they hit with Brothers War Retro Artifacts thing. So I think those two will get skipped. Aminatu might get skipped because it was just in like Double Masters. Avengers Zendikar, I suspect it might not. It might get missed. Like, I don't know. It probably should get reprinted just to get more foils out into the market, because most of the reprints are like Commander based. Like they had it originally 2013, then 2018, then it was in the Reap the Tide deck, then it was in I forget which deck for sure it was in. It was in one of the Streets of New Capenna decks. Then it was also in something very recently. So like it's had a number of reprints in the last little. Oh yeah, it was in Double Masters even, and that was this crazy thing. It made me mad because they double hit it. It was really crazy priced. Before that, it was like a $20 card before they hit it, like in the rapid fire. Yeah, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of value in the 2018 set in the end. For me, it was a very good set to roll over a bunch of, and I probably should have tried harder to roll stuff over in the past. But it's hard to know in the end how far you can go. Moving on to 2019, this set also kind of had a lot of negative I guess, press for being kind of worthless. And like for the most part, it's not too crazy. But we still have Dockside being the pillar. But I've also found value in, if you can find like the old, like the Faceless Menace or the Mystic Genesis decks at like a clearance, because like they're 4 years old. I've been able to like get some value out of them, because you get like the Frostfang is in the Genesis deck, and the Apex Altasaur is in the Faceless Menace. Like the two decks have like pretty good split value. considering like they're a couple of the cheaper decks. Generally, when I've looked, I don't know if people have picked up on them. I think people have started because like I used to be able to pick those decks up for like 30 or $40, and now they're like 50, like 50-ish. But I somewhat suspect that like a Frostfang and Altasaur could get hit, just because like that way they'd get some full. Like I know Frostfang got a secret lair, but maybe we'll see another Seedborn Muse reprint. I'm surprised it's held up as well as it has. And then I kind of suspect like some of these like secondary cards like the Colossal Magistrate. I'm surprised that hasn't got reprinted like so many times. Something like Bone Miser could get hit. Like even Elemental Bond. Like some of these cards are just like, I remember when this set first came out, like the Crick Son of Yawgmoth was like one of the biggest cards. It was always like a I don't know, $12-15 card, $20 card. Like it was one of the reasons. It was almost the only reason to open the Merciless Rage deck. But like it being just reprinted into the ground, basically. Like a Judge promo, then Secret Lair, then I think another Secret Lair. It's like, holy cow, give it a break. Come on, man. Then a lot of these uncommons and stuff. Even like Impersonator. I'm surprised it's so low, but maybe they'll hit it again. Yeah, I don't know. Some like even Prismatic Strands would be a nice reprint. Like $2 for a common seems kind of suspect to me, but I don't know if it would get picked up on like the things of like, let's make this common really cheap, because like it's really not that important. But yeah, not a whole lot more value in. It just drops off really fast on some of these newer sets, and just is how it is. But there's still some meat on the bone on some of these sets. Like if they target the top 4 or 5, like even if they top like 4 or 5 of the top 10 cards, or even 5 of the top 10, you can still have it be kind of not you're just taking every card of value out of a set. But there's pretty just think like some of the prices have swirled around where like some things like Crick Son of Yawgmoth used to be the second most expensive card, and now it's always like Frostfang, and Altasaur actually spiked up. I think that might be from, I don't know, Game Nights or something like showcasing how good it was. Like Seedborn's always been good, and it's a little elevated but not too crazy. But yeah, I guess what I'd like to know is what cards from this like Commander 2016 to 19 time frame was your favorite card from these decks. And I guess that's all for today, and I hope to see you next time for the next installment. We're going to be looking at like I think Commander 2021 and a couple other Commander sets, and then we'll look at some blocks and specialty stuff. So I hope to see you next time, and have a good rest of your day. Take care, and bye.